Live from Nashville, Tennessee, it's theTHREE with the Studio C Band. And here's your host, Laura Harris-Smith.
Hi everybody, I'm Laura Harris-Smith and welcome to theTHREE. You know, here we are always looking out for you, body, mind, and spirit. So I want to start with just a little story before I introduce today's guest. I guess I was 28 years ago and I was giving birth to our fourth child, Georgiana. I had actually just discovered I was pregnant and we were uninsured. And my husband came home one day and he said, I've heard about this phenomenal program. It's a Christian program, the Christian Brotherhood newsletter, and it's for people just like us who need coverage. They need help with their medical bills and they're uninsured. And my curiosity was piqued and I said, how does it work? And it was the most, out of all 6 of my children, it was the best experience I have ever had in the health care that I received, but also just in the way that it was paid for. You pay in every month. This is how you did it back then. You pay in every month to a different family, whoever needs, instead of you're paying just a payment, you're sending it with a card to a family somewhere who needs that care. That is how you're paying, you know, in there monthly. And then when it's your turn, when it was my turn in September of 1992, oh my goodness, our mailbox became like a party every day. We'd go out and get cards and there'd be checks in there and well wishes and prayers. And that's how my daughter Georgiana came to us and the environment in which she came into. Well, that was 28 years ago. She's all grown up and now the Christian Brotherhood newsletter is all grown up and it is now Christian Healthcare Ministries. And joining us here today, Ronnie, it is nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
And tell me your exact title.
Well, I work in the Member Services Department at Christian
Okay.
Healthcare Ministries, and thank you for having me today.
You are very welcome. I'm thankful that you're here. The reason, as I've already told you, is because there are so many people like that. They're self-pay, they're uninsured, whatever
Right.
you want to call it. Tell them what it is that Christian Healthcare Ministries does and how you get involved.
Yeah, so we've been in ministry since 1981, as you said. We are now Christian Healthcare Ministries. And the way that our ministry operates is we are a group of over 400,000 Christians. The last count was right around 440,000 Christians who come together and share each other's medical bills.
Wow.
It's an amazing example of the body of Christ.
It is.
For us to be able to help one another. And the way that it works is we don't send checks to each other personally anymore.
Okay.
Our members do send their monthly gift into the ministry. It's then deposited into a highly audited members escrow account.
Okay.
And as the medical bills come into the ministry, we then pay the medical bills directly to the members. So you are a self-pay patient when you're with CHM.
Can I interrupt you
Yeah.
for just a moment? I'm sure you had to do that because this thing has grown and grown exponentially.
Yeah.
The ministry is almost 40 years old.
Yeah.
So then you went to that method. What I noticed back then and what we were greatly surprised by was because of that, and we were encouraged to go into the hospital and say, we're going to be self-pay, how much can you knock off the bill? And I
Yeah.
mean, they took like 90, I can't remember what the percentage was. It was like 90%
huge,
off.
yeah.
So does it still work that way now, even though they're
Yeah.
getting paid directly? Okay, so
Absolutely. So we don't pay the providers
Hospital,
directly.
right.
We do pay our members directly, and you do still, as soon as you tell them you're self-pay, in most cases you're getting 50, 60, sometimes even, sometimes they'll write the bills off totally. Now that's
Wow.
not something that happens all the time, but you're still getting these astronomical discounts when you
Sure.
tell them that you're a self-paid patient, especially on the larger things, maternities and surgeries and things
Yeah.
like that. So it automatically knocks your costs down with the provider
Sure.
immediately as soon as you tell them you're self-pay.
So I can hear people's questions in my head sometimes, and I hear someone asking about pre-existing conditions. What happens there?
Yeah. So on our gold level, we offer 3 levels. We have the gold, the silver, and the bronze.
Okay.
So the gold is going to be your most comparable to a traditional insurance plan. It is the only one where we will share for pre-existing conditions, as long as it's in a maintenance state.
I see.
And what that means is, because there's always a follow-up, what's a maintained pre-existing condition? Now, if you have high blood pressure and you take a high blood pressure pill every day, that's a maintained pre-existing condition. You're taking a medication to maintain it. In that case, we're going to share for pre-existing conditions on the gold level. Now, it will be limited for the first 3 years. In your first year of ministry membership, you would have $15,000 pertaining to that specific pre-existing condition. And then in the second year, $25,000. In the third year, $50,000. And then after that, it's not even considered pre-existing anymore.
Oh, wow. All right. So if you can, I mean, you just threw that out there, the 3 levels.
Yeah.
So is it possible, without knowing individual situations, can you give us a ballpark of what a family, what costs they're going to incur monthly, or what?
Yeah, absolutely. The
gold
level. Yeah, the gold level. It doesn't matter if you have 1 child or 7 children.
Okay.
You're not going to pay any more than. As of April 1st, we are actually increasing our prices for the first time in 12 years.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and tell you the prices as of April 1st. It would be
Right.
$516 for a family. Again, that is the gold level. $516 a month would be the most you would pay. Now, the gold level does have a cap on it of $125,000 per medical incident.
Okay.
Right? So that would be a cap, but we also offer what's known as our Brothers Keeper program, which is an additional catastrophic coverage. And when you pair the Brothers Keeper with the gold level, there's absolutely no cap in sharing. So,
and keep in mind too, if they get 90% off, or whatever the percentage is, you're talking, it could have been $1 million medical bill,
right,
and you're covered. Okay, so what about silver?
Yeah, so the silver and the bronze are, they are more of a major medical type of coverage. The silver and the bronze, you're going to have to be a patient of a hospital in order for your bills to be eligible, or in the case of a surgery. The silver is going to be $118 per unit, and again, a family would never need more than 3 units. The bronze will be $78. Now, the difference between with the silver and the bronze, you're going to be responsible for the first $5,000 on the bronze level, and then the first $2,500 on the silver level. However, when you obtain self-paid discounts, those discounts can come off of your personal responsibility. So in the case of a super, expensive bill, if you're able to get $10,000 in discounts, that can come right off your personal responsibility, and you can still be responsible for nothing in some cases. So the silver and the bronze are good if you're, looking for a major medical. All of our plans have their purpose, but we always do suggest that people join at the gold level with the Brothers Keeper, not because it's the most expensive, but it's the most inclusive, and it gives us the best ability to share our members' medical needs if people join at the gold level.
Did you tell me how much Brothers Keeper is?
I didn't. So
because I'm curious. Yeah,
the Brothers Keeper, once you sign up, there's a $40 annual fee per household. So that's one flat rate for the year. However, it is billed quarterly as well. So it's going to be billed in January, April, July, and October.
Okay.
And it's going to be billed at an average of $45 per unit. Again, you would never need more than 3 units.
Are units children?
So
people, I mean, okay.
1 unit would be mom, 1 unit would be dad, and then 1 unit would cover all dependent children.
Goodness. That is incredible. I remember so vividly when we had still many children left at home. The youngest is about to turn 20, but when the Affordable Health Care Act came out and everyone was forced to go to the wonderful website and check everything out, and we're looking at it, and the payment monthly was more than my mortgage, Ronnie. I thought, how on earth can I do this? And so we did nothing. And I remember going into my doctor the next time, and I told them, I said, I'm self-pay, and they went off on the Affordable Health Care. I said, everybody that comes in here is having the same exact problem. Don't worry, honey, don't you be ashamed. So you have got to see so many people in that situation. Well, when we come back from the break, I want to talk about that very thing. Our nation is poised in a position that you can be a hero and save the day at. So let's talk about that. Guys, don't go anywhere, stay close. We'll be right back with more of The Three. Hi, I'm Laura Harris-Smith, inventor of Quiet Brain Essential Oil Blend. If you would have told me 2 years ago when I was mixing that very first little bottle that we would have thousands of customers from all over the world, and that we'd have to quadruple our staff to keep up with the demand produced by our international TV infomercial, I'm not sure I would have believed you. And if you told me I'd be hearing regular testimonies of improved sleep, reduced stress, migraine relief, even help with other neurological challenges like seizures, PTSD, tremors, muscle spasms, even anxiety, well, I probably would have cried. And sometimes when I'm reading a Quiet Brain testimony, I do. But if you would have told me 1 year ago when we introduced our Quiet Brain Variety Gift Box that it would become the biggest selling item on our online store at quietbrainoil.com, I would have said, I believe it. The reason is because I created the gift box to be the perfect combination of all of our Quiet Brain products. The oil itself for topical use on the skin that contains only certified pure oils that can cross the blood-brain barrier and bring speedy relief and neurological support. And our aromatherapy line with our Quiet Brain shampoo and conditioner, candles, inhalers, all of which use the nasal passages to gain direct access to the limbic brain, which is the emotional center of the brain. So whether you need to use Quiet Brain topically or aromatherapeutically, the Quiet Brain gift box has everything that you need. And now we've given our gift box an upgrade without increasing the price. It now comes with our satin Quiet Brain sleep eye mask. Just put a few drops of oil on the nose guard and you're on your way to enjoying a good night's sleep. And it all comes packaged in a beautiful gift box and delivered to the destination of your choice or sent to you so you can use it for 7 different gifts or keep a few for yourself. When sold separately, the items in the box are $160, but you're getting it for $135. That's a $25 savings, meaning that you're getting the nasal inhaler and the shampoo and conditioner for free. The Quiet Brain gift box comes with 1 Whisper Quiet Nightlight diffuser with 16 color options and intermittent mist options, 1 dropper bottle of Quiet Brain, 1 Quiet Brain nasal inhaler, 1 Quiet Brain candle, the satin sleep eye mask, and your healing shampoo and conditioner. And remember, both are color safe, aloe enriched, paraben and sulfate free, loaded with wonderful ingredients like unscented coconut oil, olive oil, sugar beet betaine, and of course the Quiet Brain blend with its 8 essential oils like lavender, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, and more. We get repeated testimonies of both being used with great effectiveness during headaches for pain relief. So go to quietbrainoil.com to order. Quiet Brain is a great gift for any time of the year, but especially for seasons like these that bring additional stress. Give the gift of health and peace this year. Give the gift of Quiet Brain. Hi everybody, welcome back to theTHREE. And we've been talking to Ronnie Hopkins from Christian Healthcare Ministries, and we were talking before the break about what happened in our nation, when Obamacare hit the scene. And personally, it was quite scary because when we looked at the monthly payment, it was going to be greater than our house payment in a house that's 30 years old, which means our house payment was only like $1,200 or something like that, believe it or not, but it was more than that for us and our family. So I loved what you said about pre-existing conditions. I'm loving everything I hear so far. So I just want to throw another thing at you. How do you see God setting the stage with all of the chaos and questions and panic? There's really panic, and we're in a healthcare crisis in our nation. How do you see God using that to really have CHM come in and save the day? It's His answer. Yeah,
I literally just got goosebumps because I get to experience this every day.
Wow.
I talk to hundreds of our members every day that we are literally exercising. We're a representation of the body of Christ. I talk to people every day that their insurance payments are thousands of dollars, and when they are able to come to CHM, those payments, their health coverage is going down to $500.
Wow.
I've talked to people personally who have switched to Christian Healthcare Ministries that were able to retire from their job because they were only continuing to work to pay for health insurance. And then when they found CHM, you're able to retire from your job. You're able to live your life in a way that you don't have to continue to do something that you were literally only doing to maintain your health insurance.
Right.
So when the Affordable Care Act was implemented, actually, CHM was about 40,000 members strong. And once that mandate was put in place, that's when our memberships grew into the, for hundreds of thousands of
Okay.
members that it is today. So CHM is able to help Christians save money in so many different ways, and not just save money, but help each other and represent what Jesus wants us to represent.
Galatians 6:2.
Absolutely.
Bear one another's burdens.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and even in its infancy, that's, what I loved about it and what helped us. So one of the great Obamacare myths, was if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor, which is now 4 Pinocchios, we all know. So how does that work?
Yeah, you can keep your same doctor. With Christian Healthcare Ministries, again, we're not an insurance company.
Okay.
So that's very important to understand. And what that means is you're a self-pay patient. So you can continue to go to any provider that you want. You just need to let them know, hey, I'm self-pay. And not only can you continue to use the same providers, but being a self-pay patient, you're automatically gonna start getting discounted rates because the providers are billing the insurance at a inflated rate. So as soon as you're a self-pay patient, you're already gonna start getting discounts. So not only can you keep your same providers, but those prices are gonna, in most cases, go down drastically.
So I am a nutritionist. In about another 11 months, I'll be a naturopathic doctor. That's the course that God wound up taking me on because of some real health struggles, and He was requiring me to cooperate with Him on some issues regarding nutrition and sleep health and everything, exercise, all of these things mixed together, which is where I came up with my body, mind, and spirit branding. So I'm going to assume that this works in that sense like an insurance company would, in that you have to have, accredited is not the word, but you're not going to be able to use like these funds for a nutritionist, or you need to have doctors that are within your plan, correct?
Well, to an extent. So we don't share for naturopathic or holistic or anything like that, not because we don't believe in it, but because a lot of the times there are no caps on those things.
I understand.
And with us not being insurance, we are called to be good stewards of God's money. So we need to be careful how we pay certain medical bills. When there's not an end date on something, it can go for the rest of your life, and that's just something for the long-term health of our ministry we need to be careful of. So that isn't something that we would share for, but as far as a network or anything, as long as it's a traditional medical doctor, in most cases those are going to be eligible expenses.
What I was going to say is that there are things that I go to first. Part of, my bachelor's and my master's is in original medicine, which is creation. It's body, mind, and spirit approach to health. But the thing I love about our nation is that, okay, if this is totally well, and this is, you just got in a major car wreck and you had an amputation or something, this is America. This is where you want to be, in America, with great medical coverage and doctors who know what they're doing.
Right.
This is the business I'm in, from here to here. And so I would like to put all the doctors out of business, but there are things that, and I say that with, a laugh, but there are things that are going to happen. You are going to need help with, and those burdens shared, or it could wipe out everything for the rest of your life, because this is more expensive than all of this.
Right.
And an ounce of prevention worth a pound of cure. So you're saying then that I am allowed, and I just want to reiterate for them, I'm allowed to come in with my doctor, and this is the way it was back then. I just want to make sure. My same doctor delivered all 6 of my children. So that was my concern then, is will my doctor take this? And he did. He did.
Yeah.
And he didn't blink an eye. He is a Christian. He's delivered over, probably 6,500 babies now, maybe 7,000 by now.
Yeah.
And I just want to testify that it was without a hiccup. There was nothing. So when we come back from the break, we're just going to have another short segment, but I want to ask you a couple more questions, diving in a little bit deeper to the ministry itself, because I know you told me that there's like 250 employees here, so it's gotten huge. You don't want to miss out. I want you to grab a pen and paper and come back for the next segment, because you're going to like what you hear. All right, we'll see you in just a moment. Stay close. Hi, Laura Harris Smith here, and you know by now that it's a passion of mine to see people get healthy body, mind, and spirit. As a nutritionist, and as someone who almost lost her life due to a lack of proper sleep, I'm convinced that sleep is the most important, but the least emphasized puzzle piece for total body health. I created my Quiet Brain Essential Oil Blend to offer support to sufferers of migraine, tremor, PTSD, anxiety, seizures, and more. But one of the most frequent testimonies we get from all over the world is that it helps with insomnia. People are sleeping better with Quiet Brain. But my other passion is helping people hear God's voice, not just during the day while awake, but also at night while they sleep and dream. And that's why I wrote Seeing the Voice of God, what God is telling you through dreams and visions. And now my two worlds, that is author and inventor, really come together on this topic of sleep and dreams through my Sweet Dreams package. You get one rollerball bottle of Quiet Brain, which is comprised of lavender, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, and more, and a copy of Seeing the Voice of God, complete with a 1,000 symbol dream dictionary for interpreting your dreams, and instructions on which vitamins and minerals to help you better remember your dreams. Sleep is the mattress of dreams, so grab this offer while it's still available. One copy of Seeing the Voice of God and one rollerball bottle of Quiet Brain for easy application. And, while supplies last, a free Quiet Brain satin sleep eye mask. So take back your sleep with Quiet Brain and take back your dreams with Seeing the Voice of God. Order today at quietbrainoil.com. Hey everybody, welcome back to theTHREE. I'm Laura Harris-Smith. We're talking about your health today, and at some point, all of us have needed medical attention, sometimes major medical attention. I want to clarify something. I was talking in the very beginning about how we found out we were pregnant, and then we joined in on this sharing program. It was actually before. You have to be a member for quite a while, and then. So tell me that, Chris. I just want to make sure I didn't get that wrong.
Once you join the ministry on the gold level, there is a bit of a period that we need you to wait to start to maybe try to have a baby, right?
Okay.
To conceive. What we say is 30 to 45 days. As long as the expected due date is 300 days from the day that you join, then you're going to be fine. And our maternity program is just amazing. We share 100% of maternity bills on the gold level as long as that due date is 300 days after you join.
I don't know why I feel such a sense of pride. Like I was there in the beginning, and I'm like so proud of you guys. You've just grown up and done this amazing thing, and I know that so many people are glad to be hearing this news, so tell them where they can go. Give them the website.
Yeah, so you can go to chministries.org, and if you want to sign up, you just click the Join Now tab, and if you just want some more information, there's tons of awesome information on our website. There's instructional videos of how you can do different things when you're part of the ministry. There's testimonial videos that our awesome media team has put together from people all across the nation that have experienced CHM and used CHM to share their medical costs and some major medical situations, children and families, and just some awesome stories on the website. So it's chministries.org, and there's just some amazing content on there.
They didn't have that when I was, I mean, so this was before the interwebs, you know, as I like to say. Okay, so they can go there, they can learn all about gold, silver, bronze levels and all of that. Can you tell us a little bit behind the scenes? What is it like to work at CHM? And you're booming.
Yeah.
Like you're adding people every week.
Yeah, we're hiring people left and right, and it's because God just continues to bless this thing. And I truly believe it's because we're doing what we're supposed to do. We are who we say we are. We do what we say we're going to do. And because of that, God has just blessed this ministry. And for me to be part of this ministry is just, it's hard to put into words really, because God put me here. And not only did God put me here, but he had me here before I knew it. Right? And
I like that.
To be able to be with so many Christians, and again, we are legitimately ministry. We meet 5 days a week in some form or fashion and pray for our members. We pray for each other. We have chapel service every Thursday morning where our entire ministry, all 200 plus employees, you're not getting through Thursday morning until about 11 a.m.
That's amazing.
So, because we're at church. And I think it's really important for people to know that this is not just something pretending to be something. This is the body of Christ coming together. And to be part of this is humbling. It's an honor. It's amazing to see how many people are helped through this thing, and to see how many Christians are part of CHM, and not just employees, not just members, but we're all together. We are all CHM, and it's an amazing thing to be part of.
You're so passionate about this.
I love
They are
it.
very blessed to have you there. We homeschooled all 6 of our children, and I just always said about that, experience that it was, and we did that for 24 years. It was a family, and you met people who you became family with, and it was a ministry. But what I began to notice in the last part of that tenure was that there were, in the beginning it was all Christian families, and near the end it was just people who were tired of public education. They were tired of their children being lied to or converted to something else, or all of the incredible competition with church schedules and whatnot. And so then it shifted to, all of a sudden my children were being homeschooled around in their co-op with non-Christians. Do you find that you have people who come and they're not even Christians? And what happens in that scenario?
So we operate our ministry based off of integrity. Our main, one of our main guidelines is you do have to be a Christian living by biblical principles to be part of Christian Healthcare Ministries. Now, we don't believe it's our job to hold you accountable for that. That's, if you say you're a Christian, that's between you and God.
Okay.
We're not going to come and investigate whether or not you're a Christian.
I think we had to answer a question. And this is, again, I keep going back, but I loved it even then. But I think we had to at least just put our church name down.
And there are still some places where you do have to name a church, or I think back then you actually had to have somebody sign a piece of paper. There was a point in time where that was part of the guidelines, where you did kind of have to show that you were part of a church. At this point in time, though, we really operate off of integrity. You trust us with your medical bills because we're not insurance.
Yeah.
So we're going to trust you at your word. Now, that being said, if you submit some medical bills that are outside of biblical principles, outside of biblical guidelines, that's going to, that your bills may not be shared. But it is important that we are all Christians as part of CHM.
What about the controversial things? Someone comes to you and they say, I don't know if you've ever had this, but I want gender reassignment, or I'm just picking something out of the air. How do you handle that?
We do deal with that a lot.
Okay.
And what we are led to do in that situation is we're always guided to point those to our higher-ups. Our vice presidents and our supervisors are the ones who always deal with those questions, because there is a certain sensitivity with those kind of things.
Yeah.
Just because we're Christians, you don't ever want to alienate anybody.
Oh, it's a wonderful opportunity.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah. But that's above my pay grade, and my bosses are always the ones who handle those questions.
That is amazing. I have learned so much today, and so I just want to urge you, give them the address one more time. They need to go.
chministries.org.
You got to go and you got to check it out, whether you're gold, silver, bronze, however you sign up, do it and become a part of the Christian Healthcare Ministries family. Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you coming in, everybody. We'll see you next time on The Three.